Kim Possible is one of the most well-known and popular animated TV shows of the early 2000s. And it was so darn popular that fans all around the world pretty much pressured Disney to bypass their 65 episode limit that they had on all shows at the time and release a fourth and final season for this amazing show. Now, Kim Possible is a great show, but that does not mean it was completely free from controversy. You see, there were some controversial episodes in the show that we are going to go over today. Starting with season 4's episode of Grande Size Me.
Barkin's gone too far this time.
Health class issues?
Yes, in front of impressionable freshmen, he says that bueno nacho's bad to eat every day. I eat here all the time, and look at me.
This episode was a parody of the 2004 American documentary film called Super Size Me, which goes over the influence of the fast food industry and its health risks. Also, side note here, I actually had to watch this movie in health class back in high school.
Ron, hey, what is it?
Just found out have to take health class.
That's it.
Anyways, Morgan Spurlock personally explores the consequences in his health of only eating McDonald's food for 1 month. And it does not go well for him, okay?
The double quarter pounder with cheese meal. I think I'm gonna have to go supersize.
It's hard for me to watch him go through this.
So it seems like you're starting to get addicted to it now.
You saw these numbers, right? These numbers are outrageous.
Anyways, Ron decides to eat Bueno Nacho fast food in a childish act of rebellion against health class and Mr. Barkin, who was basically the substitute, or is the one teaching health class at Middleton. And Mr. Barkin criticizes Ron's eating habits, which makes Ron, get pretty offended by Mr. Barkin and everybody in the class.
I know a lot of you teenagers like to hang out at fast food joints like Cow and Chow or Bueno Nacho.
Oh, no, he didn't.
And places like that are fine sometimes food, but not every single day.
But that's not the controversial part. The controversial part of this whole episode is Ron Stoppable. Ron Stoppable, who becomes incredibly rude and aggressive, not just towards other people, but also to poor Kim, who was doing her best at being a loving, caring, and understanding girlfriend. Now, these were the effects of a particular drug, or particular substance, not drug, a particular substance that Ron took, but that's for a different story. Anyways, also, Ron looked pretty terrible, health-wise. He was badly in shape and ate like a slob, like a pig. This episode was created to raise health awareness, healthy eating awareness in America during the mid to late 2000s, which was pushed by the American government to combat child obesity and were very prevalent during that time. These types of ads were super prevalent during that time. I mean, these paid campaigns were everywhere in America, and I couldn't watch a show without, an ad, either a cartoon-based one or a very serious one. All right, at number 2, we have Ron the Man. Kim Possible is a fantastic show that covers many different people of various backgrounds, which is not an issue, but it can be an issue if it clashes with a certain country's culture or rule of law. That was the case with this supposed banned episode called Ron the Man. This episode was supposedly banned in some Muslim countries. I say supposedly banned because the articles that covered this controversy a while back are gone, not available anymore. I can't find them. But yeah, seriously, I don't know where they're at. Anyways, the reason for the ban was because this episode focused on Jewish culture and tradition. You see, after learning his bar mitzvah certificate was never signed, Ron sets out to prove he is a man with the help of muscle enhancing technology. And in the process of this whole ordeal, we learn about Jewish culture and the traditions that entail. So it makes sense as to why this specific episode would be banned in some Muslim countries. And also, if you didn't know, yes, Ron Stoppable is Jewish. He is of a Jewish background. At number 3, we have the season 1 episode of Royal Pain. This episode is not very well known or talked about enough, in my opinion. You see, in this episode, Kim has to bodyguard a spoiled, pompous prince named Wally. The worst part is that Kim has to take him home and be his host. She has to host him at her house, where he is less than happy to be at. But he is not the only unhappy person in the house. And possible Kim's mother has had enough and is fed up with Wally's stuck-up, pompous, and rude personality.
Oh, Mrs. Possible! Yes! My cucumber sandwiches must have the crusts removed before they are presented to me.
Kim! Mom, I know. But Wally won't be here long, just till he's out of danger.
I'll show him danger if he doesn't get a clue.
Oh, Mrs. Possible!
So much so that she is willing to throw hands, beat up that pompous rich kid to a pulp.
Excuse me, who plans to draw it this evening? Perhaps you, Mrs. Possible? You haven't been pulling your weight around here of late.
Wally.
Her husband, James, had to step up and intervene before a war broke out. No, seriously. There could have been some sort of war if something happened to Wally, since he is a prince and of royal blood, royalty stuff. And finally, at number 4, we have the season 4 episode of Homecoming Upset. In this episode, it's homecoming week at Middleton High, and Kim gets cheated from her prom queen nomination by none other than her lifelong rival, Bonnie Rockwaller. You see, Bonnie's ex, Brick Flag, who was very popular as a Mad Dogs quarterback, headed off to college after 7 years stuck in high school. Yes, he was a super senior. And he left Bonnie all alone in the high school, which was a big problem for Bonnie because now the one guy that took Brick's spot in the football team as quarterback and who was gaining popularity at an incredible pace was none other than dorky Ron Stoppable, who was now officially dating her lifelong rival, Kim Possible. And Bonnie was not about to lose her spot in the limelight to Kim. So she decided that it was a good time to ruin Kim's final days of high school with, using any means possible. What makes this episode so controversial is the fact that Bonnie colluded with another student, Ron Rieger, to illegally modify the school's prom king and queen voting results, which is very illegal in the real world, and people have actually gone to jail for this specific type of crime. The most controversial part of this whole episode, in my opinion, is when Bonnie gave Ron a long, intense kiss on the lips, while Ron tried to explain to Bonnie how much Kim actually meant to him, right? And although Bonnie was, his queen, his prom queen, Kim meant more to him than just a queen.
Even though you are officially my queen, Kim is much more than that. She's the only girl for me. I know.
Bonnie kissed Ron, knowing that Kim was about to enter those doors and see them kissing. She wanted to break Kim down and make her suffer. Things were about to get pretty serious, very intense, and I even thought Kim was about to beat Bonnie up. But then Bonnie broke down crying, and then Kim and everyone around there felt a little bit bad and uncomfortable. Well, it was more embarrassing for Kim since Bonnie was clinging to her legs, practically begging for mercy. Bonnie used this excuse that she was doing all these bad things to Kim because she was sad that she was all alone because Brick went off to college and left her all alone, right? Did I say that twice? Whatever. Let's continue. So, Kim and Ron decided to help her find a boyfriend. How nice. As they were heading off to a mission, Bonnie became aggressive, making Kim feel bad about not wanting to take her, with them.
You got it, KP.
What about me?
Well, I mean, you could come along, I guess.
Not sure that's a great idea.
So you would ditch me in my darkest hour?
Bonnie, it's just that,
When it comes to heartless cruelty, anything is possible for a possible.
Basically, throughout this whole episode, Bonnie was being disrespectful, annoying, and being a very revolting person. A very unlikable person. Disrespecting Kim and others with little to no consequences. But the biggest disrespect, the person that received the biggest disrespect, in my opinion, was none other than Kim. Towards the end of the show, Bonnie pretty much just gets a slap on the wrist by getting hit in the head with a volleyball at the graduation senior beach party and has to take summer school for not completing a quiz, Mr. Barkin's quiz. And we know how serious Mr. Barkin is about his quizzes.
Yeah, nothing important happens in the last week.
Except my pop quiz in homeroom, which you missed. Thus, you did not pass, and that makes you 1 credit short.
No!
See you in summer school.
Alright, these were 4 of the most controversial episodes in the Kim Possible series, in my opinion, at least. If I missed some or you have a different opinion, please let me know in the comment section below, and I'll make sure to reply. Thank you for watching. Till next time.